All right, in three, two. Welcome back to Toyota Sports Talk, the Paris Summer Olympics. Oh, we are getting so close. And as you know, there are so many DMV athletes that are in Paris competing in a variety of sports. One of them joining us tonight, we have Juliette Whittaker. She's from Laurel, Maryland, currently goes to Stanford University, and she is going for the 800 meters, punching her ticket. First-time Olympian. Juliette, first of all, congratulations. How does it feel?
Thank you. It feels amazing. It still hasn't sunk in at all. I feel like it's not going to until I get to Paris. But yeah, right now, just kind of feeling like a dream. A lot of pinch me moments, and yeah, kind of asking myself, is this real life?
So I've looked you up and obviously just been seeing the progress. It seems like you're peaking at the right time because you've been hitting PR after PR, winning the national championship. I think it was in May or June, and then carrying that on to the trials, another PR. Do you feel like you're really kind of hit your stride right now?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like all year obviously wanted to be doing a lot of great things throughout the year, but kind of, my coach and I were really just focused on this summer and yeah, kind of being in the best shape for June, July, August. And I feel like it really worked out. And yeah, I'm feeling just very excited and ready to keep going for some more.
So yeah, I mean, you're at the 158 now, which, by the way, everybody watching, I was an 800-meter runner. I went to Syracuse, and her time is better than my best time. So Juliette is very, very fast and very good. So in terms of preparation, how low can you go? 158. Don't know if that'll be good enough to win a gold or get on the medal stand. So how low do you think you can maybe go in Paris?
Yeah, I don't really know right now. I feel like I'm definitely in, the best shape of my life. And I feel like that might be like high 157 shape. I guess we'll see. It always depends, just how the races play out and everything like that. But yeah, I'm definitely, hungry to break down the time even more.
So you're from Laurel, Maryland, and great story because your dad was your high school coach, right? So he kind of helped lay that foundation. So how did you fall into running? Like, how did this all start, and how did you kind of fall into the 800?
Yeah, so I actually started as a swimmer for most of my life. Yeah, I was swimming for about like 8 years
Wow.
before I actually started running, but my parents both ran in college, and then two of my older siblings also started running in high school. So once I got to high school, I was kind of like, oh, like I want to try this out too. And I'd done like a few like, fun 5K runs and a little bit of girls on the run in middle school in elementary school and stuff. So I had kind of run a little bit, but was mainly swimming. But yeah, once I got to high school, I was like, I'm gonna try this out. So I stopped swimming and first actually started running with cross country. And in my
Okay.
mind, I was gonna be like a cross country standout. And it wasn't until indoor track started that I was like, wait, I didn't know there were shorter races. Like I like this a lot more. So that's kind of when the 800 kind of started.
Well, to be honest, now is basically 800 is a controlled sprint. There's really not much pacing involved anymore.
Yeah, no, that's very true. It's definitely just a long, long sprint.
In in terms of the Olympic dream, when did that kind of like start getting into your head? Maybe I can one day go to the Olympics. Maybe I can do really well in this sport. What was the turning point for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think growing up, just like in sport in general, I feel like, like most people, like the dream was always just like the Olympics. We always watched the Winter and Summer Olympics, from home. And I was always like, oh, I want to be there one day. But for the longest time, it was like the dream was kind of more surrounded by swimming. So I was like, I'm going to be a swimmer at the Olympics.
So your probably childhood was like Michael Phelps, right? Because I mean,
Yes,
yes,
yes. Michael
yeah,
Phelps, Katie Ledecky,
yeah.
yeah, all of those people. So for the longest time, that was kind of the dream and the goal. And it wasn't until, high school that I started to think more about, wait, why would I go in swimming? Like I want to go in running. But then I think ultimately it really just like became more real. It felt like this year. Obviously up until then, I had been dreaming of the Olympics and everything, but I kind of was just like, it felt like I was just kind of saying it like, oh, that'd be cool to go to the Olympics. But I feel like this year it was kind of became more of like I really think I can make it there. So it kind of just became more of a in reach kind of goal.
I mean, your reaction at the end of the U.S. Olympic trials at that 800 race, to see you kind of put your hand to your face. I mean, what was that moment like when you realized, Holy crap, I'm going to the Olympics. I made it.
Yeah, oh my gosh, that moment. I wish I could just like relive that moment 100 more times because yeah, it just felt so special. I was like in so much shock because like that was kind of like, up until the race, like I visualize my races a lot. Just like before I go to bed or
Right.
like when I'm going on runs and like that was what I had visualized so many times over in my head, but it's like so different when it actually happens. So to like look across, to my side and like look up at the board and like kind of make sure, like double check the board that, I was top three, I was just in like so much shock and just so happy and just didn't know how to process like anything.
So now you're a first-time Olympian. Going to be a great experience. Going to be great Olympics, Paris Olympics. Nothing better than going to Paris for the Olympics. It'll be part of the opening ceremonies, all that good stuff. So how do you find that balance of soaking it all in, enjoying it, but also it's a business trip?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's definitely always kind of a hard balance to kind of strike. Yeah, I definitely, so many people have told me, like so many, people that I've met this past week who have gone to the Olympics themselves, they've just all like reminded me like just soak it all in. Like it's so hard to come by, obviously it's not an easy feat to do. And it's like, as much as you would like to say you want to be a multi like time like Olympian, like it's so hard. So I really want to soak this up. But yeah, I also want to, enjoy my time there, but also have big goals while I'm there and just run as fast as I can. And I think for me, what I found like is the times that I am like soaking it up the most and really enjoying the experience is the times that I run the fastest. So I think that's, yeah, ultimately going to be my goal.
And honestly, I feel like you're in a great position because in a sense, you're running with house money. Like you have nothing to lose. Like you have no pressure. I mean, can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, no, I definitely love like going to these big meets because it always does feel like I am kind of like an underdog, a little, not a lot of expectation, not a lot of pressure, which is really nice. Like I hate when the attention's all on me, especially before the races even happen. So it's gonna be fun to kind of go there and, probably a lot of people in other countries don't really know who I am, and I kind of like it that way. So yeah, it'll be more kind of just like internal expectations that I'm putting on myself and goals that I have without kind of stressing about, what other people are expecting.
And in terms of your international career, have you run out of the country a lot?
No, only once. I
Right.
did U20 Worlds in Cali, Colombia 3 or 2 years
Okay.
ago, I think. So yeah, that was my first time, but I feel like that's going to be very different than this, given that this is, senior Olympics and not, just like junior Worlds. So yeah, I'm excited.
So you'll have like a prelim, right? You'll have one heat of the 800 to get to the final.
There'll be 3 rounds. So
Three
it'll,
rounds.
yeah. So it'll be the same that it was at the Olympic trials. So I'll have round one, I think it's August 2nd. And then
Right.
round two, I'm pretty sure is August 4th. And then round three will be August 5th. So, yep, 3 rounds.
And I was just thinking, like you mentioned, Kitty Ledecky. You're gonna be Team USA.
Yeah.
I mean, is that like surreal for you?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I'm like really hoping I get to meet her there. I like, yeah, I was watching a lot of the swimming trials and obviously, being from Stanford, like there's a lot of, the Stanford alum and Katie is one of them.
Tori
So
Husk. Tori Husk.
yeah,
Yes, she's another
yeah.
one.
Tori Husk, yeah. So I'm very excited. It'll be fun. A lot of, Stanford connections. So I'm excited to get to meet a lot of people from a lot of different sports too, which will be fun, especially like at the opening ceremony. So
Yeah, not only Stanford connection, but we just rattled off a couple of names from the DMV region. I mean, you're
mhm.
one of, I'm telling you, I've talked to several, you're one of many representing this region on the biggest stage of sports. How much pride do you take of being from this region and kind of representing this region at the Olympics?
Yeah, I take a lot of pride being from the DMV. I feel like yeah, it's just like a really close, like I feel like everyone from the DMV just like has such a connection, like whether you've met them or not, like it's just kind of like we all feel like we're from, the same place and we're just so close because of that. And it was so fun just even like doing my victory lap at the trials, like the amount of people were like, "Oh, like I'm from the DMV too." Like I just felt so much like love and support from everyone there. And I'm just, yeah, I'm excited to get to compete with more people from the DMV in Paris, and I just know so many people are going to be supporting us from back here.
Yeah, even on the track, Noah Lyles, Masai Russell. I mean, they're all DMV, and you're part of that kind of core now of being able to inspire young girls and young boys in this region to dream big. What type of responsibility do you feel of that kind of being that role model?
Yeah, I take a lot of pride in that responsibility. I feel like when I mean, I still am like, a big fangirl of a lot of different
Oh,
athletes. And I feel like that's always like been the most like inspiring to me is just to watch all these other athletes really like work towards their dreams and ultimately just achieve them. And so the fact that I get to kind of, be on the other side now and get to inspire other people is just something that I think is so special. And honestly, like one of the biggest reasons that I kind of do this sport.
and how about sharing this with your friends and family? I'm sure some of them will be going to Paris.
Yes, so my sister's actually racing. So she got sixth in the 400. And so she just found out 2 days ago that she'll be in the relay pool.
That's
So
awesome. So
yeah,
she's like that 16-year-old Quincy Wilson, but
yeah,
on the women's side.
exactly. Yeah.
Phenomenal. So
So
wait, so sisters, both of you.
yes.
Wow, I did not
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah. So that just like makes the experience like even better. So I'm just so excited for that. And hopefully we'll be roommates and we'll just get to experience all of this together, which is gonna be so fun. And then we also have so many family and friends coming to support. So I'm just
Okay,
gonna be feeling a
so
lot of
time
love.
out. We got to back up here. So is this an older sister or younger sister?
Older.
Okay, where'd she go to college?
She went to University of Pennsylvania,
Okay.
and she
What
just graduated this past year, and then she's going next year to the University of Arkansas to finish up some eligibility.
what's her first name?
Bella Whittaker.
Bella. That's how old is she?
She's 22.
Yeah, so we're doing this on the fly here. So older sister, younger sister. With that being said, how did you two push each other? Because obviously you kind of went into that competitive realm in sports growing up all your life. So I assume you guys really helped each other to get to this stage.
Oh, yes, for sure. Like in more ways than not, like she has helped me so much to get to where I am, like whether it's like on the track or even just like off the track. And yeah, I mean she really is like the reason I started running. Like when I was still swimming when she had already started track in high school. And I just remembered going to watch so many of her meets and she just like would just blow everyone away and was just like incredible. And I was like, wow, like I'm so inspired by that. Like I want to be able to do that too. So ever since that moment and up until now, like I've just been so inspired by her and the hard work that she's put into the sport and just like her passion and love for just like running. And just like setting goals and like working hard to achieve them. Like it's been just like amazing to watch her kind of flourish and thrive. And yeah, I'm excited to get to do this together.
I mean, you know how uncommon that is to have sisters as first time Olympians in the same sport?
Yeah, very uncommon.
How sweet is that?
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, my mom actually just showed us this morning like a newspaper article and we're the first like siblings I think on the US track team since like 2000 I want to say and the last pair of siblings were actually my coach's sisters, Joetta and Hazel Clark. So we're following in their footsteps and yeah, it's just very exciting and cool.
I mean, your parents are got to be over the moon right now. I mean, yes, because I'm a parent and I just can't imagine. This is unbelievable. I had no idea you had a sister. So this is unbelievable. Now I'm kind of jealous. I wish I had both of you on at the same time.
Oh yeah, yes, you'll have to get her on.
That's amazing. So she finished in what place in the 400 at the trials?
She was sixth place.
Sixth. So she's same thing
Yeah,
as Quincy. Wow,
yeah, yeah.
that's unbelievable. So hopefully you're gonna be roommates. You're gonna soak this in together. How can
Yeah.
that actually help in a way of like having somebody of your own blood be
Oh, yeah.
there in the biggest stage to help calm each other's nerves?
Oh, it's gonna help so much. It even helped just like this past week, like walking around the trials. Like obviously, I was so nervous for my race, and really wanted to do well. And it was so nice to just like be walking around and like in the warm up area and the check-in tent, and just like look over and see like my sister. Like the amount of like comfort that just like provided me was just like insane. And I feel like I'm gonna want it even more. In Paris at the Olympics when stakes are even higher. So to be able to do this all with her and just like have someone that I'm this close with is just gonna help calm the nerves quite a lot.
Well, enjoy the experience, and we'll be watching Juliette 800 meters. And like I said, run free. You have no pressure. It's playing with house money in a sense. So just go get it. All right.
Yes, thank you so much.
All right. Much more to come right here on Toyota Sports Talk. Stay with us.